Hello all. Well, here is take 3. Um, I attempted not one but two 8-card spreads, the Landscape of Life tarot spread from the guidebook of Landscapes Tarots by Francesca Mattioni. And well, let's just say it's been a bit of a challenge. However, I realized since the first video cut out and I started refilming the second spread and then that video cut out, I will go ahead and conclude both spreads in this video. I'm not anything if I'm not thorough. Is that the saying? I don't know. I'm a little scrambled, to be honest. A lot of technical difficulty today. Interesting. So, but again, I wanted to conclude this process. So again, here are both of the 8-card draws, and I did go ahead and pull out all the cards from the original 8-card spread. Luckily, there were no repeats, so I was able to do this. Okay, so I'm going to jump back into the first 8-card spread. We ended here at King of Wands. And again, we have birth, family, the guide, the shadow. Now we're moving on to the dream, your authentic vocation. Okay, and so 3 of Cups in tarot, celebration, coming together, good things, right? Sharing ideas, sharing, when I see the water like this and all this water, I'm thinking, again, there's emotion, there's joy, there's happiness, there's flow. Also, there's intuition, right? There's ideas, there's kind of just energy of the mind, bringing like minds together. So your dream, your authentic vocation, to bring not just others together, but to bring ideas together, to perhaps feel a pool of resources, maybe. Let's see what the guidebook says about their 3 of Cups. Okay, their 3 of Cups. Okay. 3 waterfalls descend to the river where a trout leaps, a symbol of primitive freedom. 3 streams of clear water are 3 young sisters who agree to meet up and travel over the stone down into the current. Oh, okay. Within the landscape of the 3 of Cups, you experience the feeling of sisterhood. Ooh, as an egalitarian and joyful closeness. Where the power becomes all the stronger as more is shared. Ooh. Sisterhood. Okay, especially empowered women with like-minded vision. Ooh, okay, goosebumps. Where the power becomes all the stronger as more is shared, beauty and transparency form the fabric of this arcana, in which you can abandon worries and immerse yourself in the vital element by discovering or renewing an affinity with people you love. Oh, okay. So your authentic vocation would involve not just working with others, but camaraderie, right? Again, a shared intention, a shared goal, a purpose, a higher purpose. Oh, lovely. Okay. And again, so then Page of Cups, our next card is community. So this talks a lot about community, right? But where to find support. So where to find support? Again, all this water, 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 water. I think it's just those. With intuition, with trusting intuition, trusting your feelings, trusting, you know, yourself, your mind, your sense of self. You know what you're looking for, where to find support. This looks very sheltered as well, you know, protected by this coral reef. Let's see what the book says. Page of Cups. Wow. Excuse me. A butterfly fish swims in the depths of a coral reef, surrounded by colors and stillness, away from the hustle and bustle of the earthly world. It swims thoughtlessly, free to roam at will in a marine dream. It's ready for surprises. In the landscape of the Page of Cups, you can immerse yourself in the most ancient ideals. In the unreserved faith that you have cherished since early childhood. You can play with your inner child. Okay. And welcome the sensitivity that still lives on in you, fostering the intuitive approach to the world and all that is new. So, where to find support? Perhaps being guided also by your inner child, so that you can connect and join and play with the inner child of others. Okay. I think that's enough. Nice. The next card. The Lovers for the excessive load. Number 7, the excessive load. What no longer serves you? What do you need to release? Well, let's see. These colors are a little different, but we also have water here, right? And again, lovers, right? This is sort of the romance card, the partnership card, the also, you know, needing to make decisions or choices card. Here we have 2 otters, right? One's on this side, one's on that side. All this emotion maybe between them. What no longer serves you? Okay. And we have this bridge, this environment. Deciding to jump in. What no longer serves you? The fear of commitment, the fear of vulnerability. I'll leave it at that. Let's see what the guidebook says. The Lovers. Okay. 2 otters look at each other from opposite banks of the stream. They are ready to dive in and touch each other, hunt together, and love each other. Or they will cross the bridge that joins the village and the wood. In the landscape of the lovers, everything lives within the possibility of meeting, okay? Sit down by the shore, see how the trees bend towards the humans in their houses, and how the humans go to the woods for food and knowledge. Wait for the otters game that will last a lifetime, because that is their destiny. Okay, the lovers serve as a reminder that we always find our partner on the path, like a gift, a promise. Walk your path with trust. Do not stand still. I'll leave it there. So again, what no longer serves you? I do think this is about trust. I do think this is about needing to, to let go of fear, let go of maybe rejection, the fear of rejection, let go of, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. It's worth the risk, right? It's worth the risk to not just jump in and get with your, love match, right? But then also to have access to the other kind of side of, this is the reward when you take the risk, right? To dive into love, maybe, right? And is it romantic love? Is it spiritual love? Is it universal love? Is it all the loves? Who knows? But then you're rewarded, right? You get to, be here in, again, maybe there are acorns, or chestnuts or something, yummy here in the autumn. And then you also have access over the bridge to whatever may be going on in here. Okay, so that's the excessive load. Last card, number 8, the seed. What you have the power to become. Ooh, well, this card is it's nighttime, it's dark, but then there are these fireflies. Wands, 9 of Wands. And in tarot, isn't this like more of a stress card, kind of a all up in your head card, or all up in your defensiveness card? I think so. But let's see what this says. 9 of Wands. The night sky is gloomy and starless. Big black clouds gather, promising a storm. Yet on earth, the fireflies gather and shine. They illuminate a short path of poetry and beauty, which is still possible to walk. Oh, is there a path? Is this the path? Maybe that's the path. Okay. When you arrive in the landscape of the 9 of Wands, you've already tried many things and suffered disappointment or defeat several times. Okay. Spirit, universe, whatever, haha, right? Yeah. Having to retake videos is definitely, it's been disappointing, and I had felt defeated, but here we are. Do not get bitter or get into victimhood, as not everything is lost. No, none of it is lost. It's all still here. Here are the foundations of being able to resist and of your ability to meet challenges with the simple strength of your truth. Remember who you are. Well, the seed, what you have the power to become. Is this about patience? Is this about, again, about trust, trusting yourself, trusting the process, trusting the journey, even when you can't see? There's still a way forward, right? Perhaps the challenges, the difficulties are meant to lead you to additional understanding that you wouldn't have, ventured into if it weren't for those barriers, those blocks. Again, yeah, this has definitely been a product of that for me today. But I'm ending up not with one video I intentionally planned, but 3, maybe 4. So who knows why that was, kind of the outcome. But anyway, that is the conclusion for the first 8 card landscapes of life spread. Okay, I'm gonna jump into thank you. Okay, Oh, before I jump into the second spread, I also see where there are similarities. They're not fully lined up here, but some of these cards, like this one's very intuitive, right? This one about community support, and so is this one. So jumping back into, you know, the conclusion for spread number 2, I think we ended up over here in the end of that video before before the battery died. And so I did get to sort of reflect a little bit more, because remember, this is our excessive load, and it didn't even occur to me these are literal loads, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even though it's the 4 of Wands, there are these like loads, and perhaps each load represents something that no longer serves you, or just burdens. Right? We all have either real burdens or imagined burdens, but burdens no less. And even though 4 of Wands speaks to, you know, celebration, take a rest, enjoy the harvest, in this context, yeah, releasing, you know, what no longer is needed. And perhaps these represent like gathering up what no longer is needed, and, you know, sending it off to, you know, whoever's either gonna buy this, or the grain silo, you know, sticking it away for the winter. That's as far as I'll go into that. Okay. The last, and then saving the best for last, I think so, because remember, for the seed, we ended up with 2 cards. And hopefully you can see, actually, let me move these guys up. There we go. There we go. A little bit more, a little bit more. There we go. Yes, okay. So we ended up with Page of Swords, right? And then we ended up with Queen of Wands. Very opposing energies here. Again, this dark theme, right? Coming through from the first spread. Go away. I know they're all related. They want to say hi. Okay, you've had your turn. Page of Swords. Let me go right into the guidebook for this one. I mean, is this, again, lightning strikes, ideas are striking. Let's see what they have to say. Page of Swords. There we go. Oh, and I love all the different animal representation in this deck as well. Not your common, like this is not a pigeon, right? This is a petrel. A petrel flies into the storm. She knows where to go. Thunder and lightning are her home. And the hostile climate doesn't scare her. Her small size is not a problem. It helps her hide in the rain. The landscape of Page of Swords is a place of abounding energy, youth, and conviction to be able to overcome any obstacle, thanks to the communication skills and mental dexterity that categorizes the arcana. Well, again, very similar explanations, representations, symbology, whatever you want to call it. Overcoming obstacles, overcoming challenges. Yeah, right? She is like, nothing's getting in my way. Nothing's getting my way. These videos will be posted. I will fly through the rain and the lightning and thunder. So get out of my way. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Petrol. Okay. But then we have, right, Queen of Wands. And again, ooh, this came up in the 3-card reading. And in this context, right, you have the power to become. So I do want to go back to Queen of Wands, Queen of Wands. Okay, see if there's something new to pick up on. And again, my mind's eye, or just my mind, or just my eye, whatever. Again, this when you think of the nervous system, right? Right, stress. But then you have this groundedness, right? You have this protective, like, safety, right? This place of, again, shelter, right? Also, just not even aware in a way, just kind of inward, resting, contemplating, waiting for what? Let's find out. So among the roots in the subsoil, a fox is asleep and dreaming. I'm going to skip down a little here. Fox, witch, mother, sister, she fills the scene with warmth through her thick fur and fantasy. Trust your intuition when you arrive in her world. Believe. Ooh. So she's pretty comfortable down here. This is her world. This is her magical environment. Not everyone can either get to or even knows about, right? So on one hand, okay. On one hand, you have the petrel, like, up in the sky, braving the elements, right? And then on the other hand, underground, resting, waiting, imagining, just fantasy, being in a world of fantasy. Literally, again, grounded. This is not a pentacles, but the imagery is just so grounding, right? And Page of Swords, just really dynamic, really cool. Again, Yoshimari, wow, what a talent. Just these illustrations just speak to me. Hopefully they're speaking to you, because that's what's so fun about trying out not just different decks, cards, oracles, but also these really creative layouts. Get us out of that, like, traditional kind of tarot I don't know, application, for lack of better words. When I think of something like a Celtic cross, that seems very intimidating, right? There are other more sort of like foundational, traditional spreads that would really kind of keep me from wanting to, you know, play with it or figure it out. But this was very fun. This I really encourage you guys, especially with more abstract, more visual, less traditional. Just this really just brought a lot to the table, right? Literally, look at this, taking up all the space. So, well, I will leave it there. Thank you so much for coming into this abundance of energy. Thank you for witnessing the chaos, but the beautiful, what do we want to call this? Just outcome, you know, surprise. This was actually a surprise. This is beyond an outcome, right? From chaos comes surprise, what you didn't expect. And being able to hold these two spreads next to one another is is quite exciting. And I'm not going to go into it, but like I said, now we can see relationality between both of these, right? In specific categories as well. Okay, enough said. Thank you. Thank you. Take good care. Bye-bye.